So, I haven't done this segment in quite a while. And partially, it's because of the previous videos, which all of you have noted, have been, I don't want to brag, have been, I would say, some of my best videos I've done on this channel. But, for all of you out there who have been wondering where this has been, well, here's a treat for you guys, and I aim for this session, or this segment, to be back a bit more often. And to be honest, part of the reason why I haven't done this is because I don't get a lot of hits on these videos, despite the fact that the advice I give is at the least above par, if not lit. Come on, guys. But anyway, it's on the How to Join the Elite, Part 15. Be the Wingman. And when I say be the wingman, we've all heard the term of wingman. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically the term of helping a buddy out in the pursuit of women. And this can be in many ways, not just at the bar or nightclub, but in everyday life, in social circles, and just whatever. Even on the internet. It's basically being a reference for your friend, putting in a good word for a girl, particularly a girl that either he's interested in or that he would be interested in. But we all know that men, especially black men, but I don't want to make this about all men in this day and age, due to the fact that a lot of us didn't have fathers in our lives, myself excluded, but a lot of us guys, due to the lack of fatherly guidance and conduct that we grew up with, don't know how to be a wingman. Particularly, we don't know how to deal with our fellow men, especially when it comes to dealing with women. A lot of us will cower and acquiesce and pander to the whims and wills of women, and in many cases, it's at the expense of our fellow men. And in certain communities, this is a well-known epidemic. However, being the wingman is different than being a wingman. Now, being a wingman, we've all probably done it, whether intentionally or inadvertently. You guys remember that time when you were dragged to a nightclub and there were two fine chicks, but one mother hen who was less than pleasing to the eyes at the very least. Your two friends got with the two hot babes, the twins, as that old commercial would say. But you, for some reason, found yourself stuck with the mother hen who hasn't seen any good action flicks or any good action down there. Well, I can't even make a funny joke. She just hasn't seen any good action in a long time. Let's just say that. And it's for a reason. A physical reason at that. Being a wingman is something that every man should aim for. Because who knows when you yourself will need that wingman. But this is beyond being a wingman at a bar or a nightclub or at a party. Which, by the way, if you guys are pushing a particular man or using one guy specifically to go out the mother hens and the unattractive chicks, then, in the words of Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help. But being the wingman, I want to emphasize on this video, and it's for a reason. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for starters. We did a video, me, him, and a couple of other brothers did a video on if traveling outside the United States is a better option for black men, which I myself stood on the middle of having its pluses, its minuses, what kind of men should do this, what kind of men shouldn't do this, and depending on what reason you're trying to travel outside the country, on if you should go outside at all, But one of the things I emphasized in that video, or in that hangout, is this. The reason why black men, and I believe this because personally, I tend to find myself better in certain positions where I have an abundance of a certain something. But the reason why black men find themselves to be struggling in life, in economics, in their careers, is because we do not help each other out. And yes, non-black men, you're welcome to sit down as well. I'm going to need you guys for this because I'm going to ask you guys something about this a bit later. But black men, the reason why we struggle is because we do not have a wingman culture. Not a lot of us are willing to play a role of the wingman. And by the wingman, I mean making sure that the black men who are with you not only get a chick for the night, get a fine chick, a fine dime that he messes around with for a few dates or a few days and just leave it at that, but a woman who is stable, who is willing to stand beside you, who is willing to help you out, or at the very least, is willing to quench your sexual thirst whenever needed. At the very least, with that. Black men, for some reason, tend to think that this is important. And this is the same reason why we, as a race of men, are the only ones, I wouldn't say the only ones, but we're the ones who talk the most about having game, having charisma, having swag. Trust me, a lot of those aren't things to be bragging about. When you really look at the big picture. And it's because other races of men, this is when I want the non-black men to talk. Go ahead and talk in the comment section and admit what I'm saying is right. But non-black men, especially Latinos, Asians, Indians, Middle Easterners, I think Middle Easterners personally, I think they do it the best. Partially because of their religion, but that's a whole nother subject. But a lot of non-black minority men, and even some white men too. Some of the white men who were raised by fathers and really know what time it is. A lot of them make sure that their friends, and even close acquaintances, are linked up, hooked up, and taken care for. Whether it's in economics, with jobs, with income, whether it's in housing, with a roof over their head, a warm bed to lie on, whether it's in nourishment, particularly when it comes to thirst and hunger, making sure that their fellow men don't starve nor thirst. No, yeah, starve nor thirst, I'm right. And especially, in the case of nourishment, making sure they are sexually nourished as well. This allows a lot of men to focus on other things. The fact that a lot of men, and we can make fun about how black men are the most game, other races don't. Well, when you have your own people making sure that you have a hot meal, a cold beer, and a warm bed at the end of the night, especially if you put in a hard day's work, then how much game do you really need? A lot of these other men make sure that their men, their fellow men, don't go without. And yes, when we were talking on that panel, it was mostly about the economic piece. It was mostly about other pieces, academically, all that kind of stuff. And yes, those are other important parts. But on this video, on how to be the wingman, the ultimate wingman makes sure that his brothers, and I like to think beyond race, that his brothers, regardless of race, doesn't go without. Whether it's a steady girlfriend that he can spend time with and that will make sure that his needs are taken care of every single night. At least in my case, it's every single night. I don't know about you guys, but my drive is a bit high. Or he has a rotation of women that he can call whenever he's ready and whenever they're ready. Now, the reason why I say this is this. Some of the best, some of the most successful times I've had, particularly academically, have been when I've had not necessarily a girlfriend, although that has helped, but when my sexual needs were met. When I had either one or a group of women who I could call on any day of the week and say, hey, look, we don't even have to go out. We don't even have to have dinner. Honestly, I'd rather not have dinner because I have a crap load of homework to do. I have midterms. But I need a study break. Trying to come over for a bit. We can hang out a bit afterwards. We can chill for a bit. You can talk to me, blab about your day, bitch about your boss, or whatever. But I'm going to need a study break. You down or what? Those were the times when I was the most successful. Basically because I was able to take the focus off chasing women and instead chasing things that were important. Whether it was academically, whether it came to my career, or what I wanted to do, or just passions I like. Things I actually like doing. Because let's be honest. You guys who say you love to chase and you love to get women and you love to go out to the club and bar and holler and approach and stunt and game and flex and flop. No man, no sane man likes doing that crap. Especially in today's date and age. I mean, in the 90s, yeah, you had house parties and everybody was chill and cool and laid back and dudes wearing sunglasses in the house. That was probably the most douchey thing you have to worry about. And the chicks had the flat stomachs and the nice asses, like in the early 90s rap videos. Not this up in the club, niggas me mugging you, fat whales giving you the stink. Nobody wants to deal with that crap. You serious? And then you got other guy telling you gotta have game, bro. You gotta hit the club and hit the club. Any dating coach who tells you to hit the club as a part of game are frauds. I'm just gonna say it outright. And that's the problem with some of these black men out here. They realize that black men have to struggle the most when it comes to getting any sort of sexual attention. And a lot of them do capitalize on it by telling you these half-assed solutions on how you can get women to game, and the game is every day, all day. You gotta work hard, 24/7, 25/8, 369 no scope, just to get a sniff of pussy. And you got some of these dating coaches who are outright frauds. Now you got some of these dating coaches who are legit, like your Ron Wills, your AMS, your Donovan Sharps. But I gotta speak to one of Donovan Sharp's points on gaming being a 24/7 endeavor. Oh yeah, it's easier when you don't have a job, but there's gaming hard and there's gaming smart. I gotta slightly disagree with him, even though I respect him, and it's a damn shame that he was flagged off YouTube, by the way. And that just goes to show you what direction YouTube is going into. And for all you guys who are relying on YouTube alone, if you're trying to make money or make a career, don't do it. Just don't do it. If you want to upload videos and just get your voice out there and your opinion, okay, that's fine. And at this point, that's probably the best thing you can do for YouTube, especially if you get a big gathering in a short amount of time and then you're able to lead them to a place like Patreon or some other social media. Do that. But other than that, just don't. These are not the pre-Google days of YouTube in which you can make a video making $10,000 and you get $1,000 off of that. No. Fortunately, those days have passed. But anyway, off to my tangent. And by the way, follow Donovan Sharp if you guys are wondering where he is. He's on Patreon exclusively at the moment. Go, I would say $5, and you should be able to see all of his content. And on the other point, on the guy who I said was able to get a big following, AMS. I mean, the guy has over 50,000 subs now, and he's leading people to Patreon. And I need to, start getting on that. I mean, I have $1 sub, but as I said, $5 minimum is what you will need in order to get the good stuff. So I urge you, Patreon these guys who are actually teaching you real stuff about the game. Him, AMS, Donovan, and Ron Wills. Those are the 3 main guys, at least, in the dating coach realm that I listen to. And those are the 3 main guys who I would say are good examples of being the wingman. Because being a wingman, yeah, that helps you get floozies up in the club, those big booty bimbos you like, or just skinny bimbos with attitudes. Yeah, it may help. They may help you get them. And granted, you have to give the guys who are willing to be a wingman credit for what they do, because it is selfless work, especially in this day and age when it comes to game. This isn't your dad's game, dude. This isn't your dad's era where if the women don't like you, they'll just say, I'm good. Most of them are like, oh my god, you just talked to me? Who is this chode who just talked to me? Do you know who I am? I am Joe Showmaker's 3rd daughter. And by the way, the youngest, hottest, and perkiest daughter around. My dad even says I am the perkiest daughter of all of them. I mean, if you want to see, well, you can see, because no, you don't have enough money, dear. And get out of my face. I need to speak to Brad and Chad. I'm going to the hotel with them later, so ew, get out of my face. I mean, that's if you're doing it with the mainstream world. For all you Negroes out there who still want to deal with these sisters in America, boy, nigga, you just talk to me, nigga. I know this nigga didn't come up on me. Do you know who I be? I be the queen. I'm queen. Bonquisha Nisha the 4th. I don't give a shit my mom wasn't Bonquisha Nisha. They used to call my dad Big Bone. Big Bone Tyrone. Which is probably the reason why I got 16 siblings by 19 other baby daddies. I mean, well, the other baby daddies, not mine. I'm going to have 23 baby daddies when it's all said and done, but you ain't going to be one of them, boy. Because you lame, you ain't got no game, you ain't a Pookie and Ray Ray nigga. Get the fuck out of my face. That's what you're going to be dealing with in today's gaming environment. But the most important thing you can do, yeah, being a wingman's cool, but being the wingman, and if I haven't defined it clearly by now, being the wingman is making sure simply that your friends and associates, I'll say this regardless of race, aren't just satisfied for a Saturday or a Friday night for a quick fling in the bed with some hottie. It's to make sure they are satisfied constantly, whether it's with a woman who's willing to cooperate with them, or at least a group of women who are willing to work with him, if you know what I mean, or if you're a real wingman, if you're the real wingman, you will help you get your friend multiple women who are willing to cooperate with him, and they all know about it. I mean, yeah, find me a guy who does that, and I will show you the real wingman. And everyone else out there, always bet on X.